Welcome to Monday, the first Monday of the rest of your life.
Oh, yeah.
And you know what you're going to do today? You're going to seize the day. And
Not see the day, but seize.
And it starts right now.
With this podcast? Eating? Oh, it's the egg white frittata things from Costco.
Are they any good?
They're pretty good. I think it has onion in it, so
yeah, I think that's what I smell.
I don't think you would like it, but I like them. They're pretty good.
Yeah.
Plus, we have some like break room items that are free items.
Yeah,
so they fall in that category, and it's like, yeah.
I brought some bananas. I've got some almond butter. I hope I have bread in there. We'll soon learn.
If not, maybe it's somewhere in the freezer or the fridge, too.
Yeah, you never know. Or I'll take, you know what I could do? I'll take some oatmeal, and I'll put some water in it, and then I'll freeze it so it'll be like a piece of bread. And then I'll put it in the toaster.
Or you can put your almond butter and your bananas in the oatmeal if you don't have bread.
Oh, that sounds delicious.
You could do that, too.
That sounds delicious. Well, today in the podcast, we take a look at the Razzies, the Razzie nominations. We also get some discussions regarding free wings in the Super Bowl, what happened to Obadiah's stream over the weekend. Now, it's not in the podcast, but I will tell you that we were supposed to be streaming this morning.
It also did not work out.
That all fell apart.
So I think tomorrow everything should be working to where we'll try a food fight with the Sour Patch Kids cereal and then the Dippin' Dots cereal for the banana split flavor.
Mm-hmm. We also, the big one in today's podcast is probably the Domino struggle that took place over the weekend.
Tracker.
Mm-hmm. We talked Kingdom Hearts 3, Folgers Coffee.
We talk a lot about coffee.
Yeah.
It feels like a lot. Well, we talked to you guys a lot, and you had a lot to say about coffee.
Yes.
So there was a lot of back and forth.
I saved 2 breaks of that. Did we talk for 3?
No, it felt like more because people had a lot of opinions.
Yeah, there's a lot there. There's a lot there.
Still coming in are people's opinions on it.
Yeah. So you guys have a great Monday. Remember, you can always, let's go through the list here. You can email us if you like email, riot@radiou.com. You can text us, 877-2-RADIO-U.
Put your name and that you're a podcast listener.
You can also, if you would be so inclined, check us out on various social media, and you can find links to all of that at riot.radiou.com. I say that because like our Instagram, our Twitter, all that stuff, our Facebook pages, they're there. So we'll look forward to hearing from you later.
Enjoy the podcast today. Have a good one.
Bye.
The Worst of the Riot box set is now available nowhere because we know you wouldn't want it anyway. It's The Worst of the Riot on Radio U.
So this weekend, some of us went to the movies, and by us, I mean you, because it all fell apart for me. But number one at the weekend box office, Glass.
Yeah, okay, I forgot about that. I saw a lot of people who posted that they enjoyed seeing it, though.
Yeah, well, okay. Reviews on that have been
mixed, but his stuff always is.
Like, not great, but I've heard from people that, you know, they did like it. So I feel like I've done quite a journey on Glass. First I was like, yes, I want to see it. Reviews were like, So then I was like, well, I don't know if I want to see it. And now I'm to the point where I'm back around. Like,
you want to see it again?
I
think you'd probably enjoy it. Everybody,
I'll bet I would.
The people that I did see posting, I know have watched the others. And I know you don't necessarily need to, but I feel like since you've seen the other ones, you'd probably like it.
Yeah. So there's that. That's in at number 1, which I saw all these articles that are like, can you believe it's number 1 again this weekend? What else is there to watch?
You're not supposed to peel apart the onion.
Okay, all right. The Upside, which is another Kevin Hart comedy, that was number 2. Aquaman is still number 3.
Still riding the wave.
Right.
Riding the wave.
But check this out. It was number 3 at $7 million.
Well, still it's something. I mean, it is a downtime, I feel like, for movies.
The other thing I want you to be careful of with Aquaman is this. This is something I've been thinking about a lot. People keep talking about Aquaman like it's a really great movie. They have done an incredible job doing PR for Aquaman because they want you to think like, oh, it's huge. Aquaman has made over $1 billion. 700 million of that is not in the United States.
But compared to the other superhero movies, like that's the same thing. That's how it was with Venom. So it's not just Aquaman.
So just keep in mind that they keep telling you what an amazing job these movies are doing. And like, it is not apples to apples. You compare Aquaman to how most Marvel movies are doing, and it's doing pretty good, but it is not on the same level.
But it made money and it stayed number 1, which they like.
Yeah. So
there's just not a lot of competition.
Okay, here's the one that got me. The Kid Who Would Be King came in at number 4.
The trailer looked interesting, but I had not seen anything on it until like last week, and was like a Merlin thing or something.
I guess like King Arthur. I know nothing about it, but here's what got my attention. Do you know that it's directed by the guy who directed Attack the Block? If I had known that going in, I would be way more interested in it.
It looked really funny on the preview. Did you watch the trailer yet?
No, I haven't.
You should watch the trailer.
The Kid. Okay, I will.
It's quite funny.
Okay, because like Attack the Block that's something special you got there, but I don't know. Then number 5, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
And then the rest are just,
blah, blah,
so
blah,
far
whatever.
behind, it's fine.
Yeah, so, all right.
So you still want to see Glass and Aquaman, or where are you at?
I'd like to see Glass. I want to see Aquaman. I probably got to see Aquaman first. That can't last that much longer at the box office, right?
Probably not. Probably till maybe Valentine's Day. They might try to leave it in there till then.
Okay.
But that'd be the small theater, and I don't know if you like that.
I know everything I've seen, because I'm so behind. Everything I've seen,
It's all been in the small theater.
It's all the little theater.
You're catching up.
I know. You hate the Riot. Why are they on the radio?
Stupid. Yeah.
Honestly, we can't trust them with anything else. It's the Riot on RadioU.
So my big plans this weekend were to go home and play Anthem. There was a demo for Anthem. It's coming out on the Xbox, the PC, and the PlayStation 4.
So this was supposed to be like the VIP demo, and then this coming weekend is like a normal
Everybody
demo.
And so my plan was the demo launched Friday at 1 p.m. And I was like, yeah, look for me at 3 o'clock online. I'll be playing whatever. No.
Well, I guess it didn't work. But
No, it didn't work.
I didn't see why.
I managed to get logged in to Anthem Saturday night for about 10 minutes.
Oh, so they were having like server issues or something?
They say, no. Even though you guys got the server message, because that was the thing, is like that you kept getting messages like the server's not working, the servers are down, the servers are overloaded. And they're like, no, it just said that. That's not what it meant.
It's still
it didn't
not us,
mean
it's
that.
you.
They didn't mean that, okay, guys? We had plenty of servers, but there was like a thing. So like, it's not that.
So wait, so people bought into or like pre-ordered Anthem.
Yeah.
And then they tried to get them to do that in order to
so
have
they would
a
get
weekend,
this weekend, yeah,
full of like special because you're you Anthem play.
Right.
But then they couldn't actually access it most of the weekends.
Some people apparently got to play, but I wasn't on that list. I managed to get into a game session, as I said, Saturday night for, what was like 11 o'clock or something at night. I'm sitting there trying to get in, and it loaded, and I was like, oh, this is it. Magic time, people. All right, the curtain is raised. Let's put on our faces. And so when I started playing, it was like, all right, I'm going. And then, like I would launch into the air and fly a little bit, and then it was like somebody hit rewind, and just all of a sudden I would be back to where I was.
Oh,
and then
that's
I would
server stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
so it keeps trying to sync it up, and you're like, oh, okay.
All was not well. Well, they have some bugs some wrinkles to iron out.
Hey, in fairness, it is a demo, it was a beta. They called it a beta, I think. Did they call it a beta or a demo? Because if they called it a demo, shame on them.
That's bad. If they call it a beta, that's okay.
That's just the way it is.
Then that's them trying to actually figure out the problems.
Oh, no, they called it a demo. All right. Then they're the worst ever. They're the worst ever. Shame on both their houses.
So if you tried to play Anthem over the weekend, you should have tried it during like Sunday at like 7 a.m.
I did. You know what? I got to a point Saturday night where I was like, you know what? I'm over it now.
So are you over the game, or are you going to try again this weekend?
I don't know. You know what I spent most of my time this weekend playing was Resident Evil 2. And right now I'm at this place where I'm surrounded by zombies and the tyrant, and I'm trying to move the bookshelves so I can get to the clock tower, and it's just driving me crazy.
And we also now have to keep the lights on brighter in the studio because someone's a little afraid.
Actually, that was something I thought when playing it. I was like, I don't know if I'm just desensitized or what, but like, this isn't scary.
It wasn't as scary?
I didn't think it was scary. It was gross.
It was, yeah, okay.
It was gross.
Intense.
You got a guy with like his face hanging off or whatever. That's gross. But I wasn't laying in bed last night like, what if the tyrant's real?
Well, Aaron, thank you for texting. Played Anthem demo on Xbox. Only had problems on Friday. No problems the rest of the weekend.
What makes you so special?
Well, you were probably playing PC, weren't you?
Yeah.
Maybe that's where
I should have tried to get on the Xbox.
could have been where the bigger
instead.
problem lied.
Yeah. Well, all right. It's fine. You know what, Nikki? There's plenty of time.
You got tons of time.
I mean, the demo's over, but there's plenty of time.
They should keep it open this week.
Once again, there just wasn't enough material for Best of the Riot. Actually, there wasn't any Best of the Riot at all. None. Zero. Look, it's all bad. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not bad. It's the worst. RadioU.
Okay, this is fantastic. Someone has created a Venn diagram of Girl Scout cookies versus hard drugs.
Yeah.
And here's what we see on the list. Unexpected purchases outside of a Walgreens. Gets powder on your face.
Not a lot of difference.
Consume a bunch, then feel shame.
Aww.
A soccer mom at work can probably score you some. Addictive.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Kind of walks the line. It is Girl Scout time, isn't it? The Girl Scout cookies.
You know what? It just season just opened up.
It did.
Mm-hmm.
Game on.
Saturday, at least according to this article I'm reading, that Saturday was day one of Girl Scout cookie season. So they were
like I think you can buy them in a wider release like online, but are you talking like people who go and sell them at stores and stuff?
Yep, that's right. So, and look, there's even a gluten-free caramel chocolate chip cookie for those of you that are GF.
Now, don't want to be mean with this statement.
Oh, but no, that tells me that you are going to be mean.
I just want to have other people's opinions, but sometimes, isn't it like, I would assume with drugs, it's the act of the excitement of like the purchasing and stuff and the trying and eating of the cookies, but then when you're done, don't you feel like they're just not the best cookies? Aren't you a little disappointed?
Like, what do you... Okay, so you're saying...
Like, you get this rush from your buy, and you're like, I got boxes of cookies. You're so excited. And then you're going and you're eating them, and you're eating them. And then if you look back, it's like, they're not the best cookies.
But don't you feel like when you're done eating a bunch of cookies, when you've,
Do I
really
always feel like that?
embarrassed yourself? Yes. Don't you think there's a letdown of some kind that always happens?
Maybe it's because last time I tried, like, their lemon ones, and you try to branch out and try a few flavors, and they weren't as good.
Well, that's because you had the lemon ones. I can tell you right now, if you have the chocolate peanut butter ones, every time you're like, this is the best thing that's ever happened to me.
I just didn't think they were very good.
I mean, the Thin Mints are the standard. I get that. But if you get there...
Even that can get a bit old. Even if you freeze them, even if they're cold... You're squinting at me.
Are you trying to talk yourself into? That's what I hear. I hear a recovering addict that's like, you know what? The high wasn't that good.
No, I feel like they're just not as amazing.
Nikki, come on. I love Girl Scout cookies. What's not to love? I mean, they have gross ones.
Yes,
there are gross Girl Scout cookies that some sicko out there keeps buying because they keep making them.
Someone texted and said, Girl Scout cookies are not what they used to be. They become overrated and overpriced over the years.
Oh, okay. Well, in fairness,
but Thin Mints will always be good.
I mean, like, depending on how wide the gamut is here for experiences, yeah, Girl Scout cookies are a little overrated. They're certainly overpriced, but find me something that isn't overpriced. I feel like everything's overpriced.
True.
Maybe not this $1 soda I got from McDonald's. That feels right the right price.
That was perfectly fine.
Somebody finally got the price right.
All right. Well, thank you for texting. Don't forget to include your name so we know who you are. If you ever want to text us, 877-RadioU, or if you have your cookie order ready.
Dude, I want some Thin Mints right now. Stat!
Maybe we put some in the freezer last Girl Scout season and they're still in there.
No. I know the people I work with. They're searching the freezer every night.
The Riot.
Apparently, some of the less athletic types go nuts for this stuff.
RadioU.
So there's been a lot of talk, of course, about the Oscars, and good for them, Oscars.
Yes, that's coming up.
There's been a lot of talk about the Golden Globes, and then what was last night? The SAG Awards? Mm-hmm. But in the middle of all of that, Nikki, a lot of people have not noticed that the Razzie nominations were announced over the weekend.
So they were?
They were. And so I have here your Razzie nominations for Worst Picture.
It's always sad when we've seen more of the Razzie nominations than we have for normally like the Oscar categories.
So Worst Picture, Gotti, The Happy Time Murders, Holmes
I wondered how that one was.
I kind of wanted to see it. Holmes and Watson.
Oh, that one people said was terrible.
They said it was terrible, even though I
still want to watch
it. See it. I hate the fact that I wanted to,
Well,
but I
just
did.
keep a list, okay? Just make a list of ones that sound okay. Maybe you'll see them.
Robin Hood?
That one looked...
That tanked.
Who was the Robin Hood guy? I'm confusing it with the Knight one, or the King Arthur one.
Yeah, no, not that. I don't
The Guy
I don't know.
Ritchie one?
It came out in November, and it just tanked.
No, that had, oh, gosh, I can't remember any of them. Robin Hood.
And then a
Jamie
movie...
Foxx was one. Remember?
Was he?
Yeah.
Was he? But he wasn't Robin Hood, was he?
No, he was not.
Was
Anybody remember who Robin Hood was in that movie? Anybody?
Did anybody even see it? No hands. No hands going up right now.
Taron Egerton?
Sure. Oh.
Okay, yeah, we'll go with that. All right, that's fine. Moving on.
What's Winchester?
Winchester?
Yeah. Any idea what that is? That's a movie.
Well, it's one that did not get appreciated.
Winchester movie.
It's like learning about new movies.
The most haunted house in the world.
Oh, no, thank you. No, thanks.
Okay. All right. So there you go. There's your worst picture. Worst
From the year?
director, Eaton Cohen from Holmes. I'll just give you the movies. Holmes and Watson, Gotti, 50 Shades Freed, Happy Time Murders, and Winchester.
Usually they'll land on like 4 or 5 of the same movies, and they'll always appear in all the categories.
Worst actress, Amanda Seyfried. Why can't I say it? The Clapper. Helen Mirren in Winchester. Melissa McCarthy for the Happy Time Murders. And Jennifer Garner for Peppermint. Worst actor, Johnny Depp in Sherlock Gnomes.
Yes.
Will Ferrell in Holmes and Watson. John Travolta in Gotti. Donald Trump as himself in Fahrenheit 11/9. And Bruce Willis in Death Wish.
Thank you, Kyle. He texted, the Robin Hood guy was the guy from the Kingsman movies. Makes more sense.
Okay, sure.
I saw those. I don't think you did.
I saw the most of the first one, and I can't remember why I didn't finish it.
Did you not see the second one?
I didn't. The Golden Circle.
Something.
Did you see it?
I did. I watched both of them.
I thought the idea of the Kingsmen being the British ones, and then what were the Americans? They were like cowboys and goofy.
Yeah.
I thought that was a great idea, even though I'm not enough to watch it.
That's okay. So that's your Razzie nominations.
Yeah, congratulations to it's really just an honor to be nominated.
So you have to find out if your local theater will be having the Razzie weekend.
Festival?
Yeah, where you get to watch all of them.
Dude, I hate that's more interesting to me than the Oscars. What's wrong with me?
How fun would that be if you watched just nothing but bad movies all week? Well, we kind of do that anyways.
I do that all the time.
But we don't go to the theater to do it. We just do it at home.
Ever grab milk right out of the fridge to pour in your cereal, only to realize that your stupid roommate left an empty carton in the fridge? That emptiness is nothing compared to how you're about to feel. It's the worst of the riot on RadioU.
Saturday night, I was doing what I often do, and if you follow me on Instagram, it's Obadiah RadioU on Instagram. You already know what I was doing Saturday night. Just hanging out at a gas station.
Well, why not?
Stopped in, got myself a soda because I was headed home to play the Anthem demo, which never worked.
So, question. Did you stop to just get soda, or did you stop to get gas and then went in to get soda?
That
one? Okay.
Yeah, and I got soda, and you know what? They had like a little lounge area, so I just sat down. Sat there, looking out the window wistfully, drinking my soda.
While your car was fueling up, or?
No, I was done. I just decided, you know what? Does anybody ever just sit here? They have chairs. They've got places to sit. I'm just going to sit here. And so I did. I just sat there with my phone, drinking soda, looking out the window, wondering where I went wrong. And
all the important questions of being at a gas station bring up.
Yeah. And while I was sitting there, I was like, I don't have any dinner plans. And I got a push notification from the Domino's app letting me know that for $5.99, I could have a large 2-topping pizza.
That means your local Domino's had like extra dough that day.
No, what it means is that the Domino's tracker saw that I was sitting there at the gas station for too long, and they were like, this guy's vulnerable.
They got him.
Send the notification now.
So did you order a pizza?
Yeah, I did. And so I sat there for a couple of minutes, sipping my soda, and I was like, by now, surely the pizza will be ready. And so since I was still in the building, I went ahead and got topped off my soda. And I headed out to my car.
And you tracked the pizza the whole time?
Yeah, the Domino's pizza tracker sent me another notification on my phone that said your pizza is ready.
Ooh.
I was like, wow.
Wow.
Technology.
You and your soda walked on over.
Well, we drove.
Oh, okay.
And
Well,
went,
walking in our world.
Yeah, so I drove on up to the window to get my pizza, and the guy was like, yeah, did you order a pizza? I was like, yeah, I did.
Look,
and
it's
then
done.
he goes, I actually did. I was like, according to the pizza tracker, my pizza's done and ready for pickup. And he came back to the window and he's like, yeah, we haven't even started your pizza yet.
Oh, gosh.
Boom!
It's
And
a
there
lie.
it was. There it was. How many times have I said on this show, in public, out places, that the Domino's pizza tracker is a lie?
It probably just has...
It's a lie.
It has its own time thing that it just knows, okay, 2 minutes in, it's here, it's there. So just lying to you, because normally maybe the Domino's is on track with it.
They are not tracking your pizza, friends.
Well,
They're not. They're lying to you. They are trying to make you believe, which, you know what? What else are they lying to us about then?
The pizza.
If they're lying to us about the pizza tracker, this is just the tip of the spear, the top of the iceberg. Down there somewhere, there are so many lies below the surface of Domino's. It makes me sick to even think about it.
You're not supposed to analyze all that. Just be
Nikki.
thankful for the pizza. So
No.
how long did it take then?
He's like, well, it'll take us about 15 minutes.
Oh, boy, they really didn't.
Oh, no.
So what did you do?
I just sat in the parking lot and drank my soda, waiting for them to make my pizza. That's when I felt like a loser. Up until that point, hanging
all
out at the gas station, I was low, but I wasn't that low. You know, ordering the pizza, low, not that low. Sitting in the parking lot, waiting for them to make my pizza.
A second time?
A second time, a podcast blaring in the background, me trying not to analyze the decisions that led me to that point. That's the bottom.
That was the moment.
And I want you to know, that's what I knew. Like, this is what it feels like to be lied to. This is betrayal. I'm betrayed.
Worst of the riot, not enough? Not enough. Check the blog and all things Riot at riot.radiou.com.
Let me get you caught up on what happened. Saturday night, I ordered a pizza from Domino's using their app. The pizza tracker, an integral part of the Domino's pizza app.
And of their marketing, world right now.
Told me that my pizza was ready. I rolled up to the window, and they were like, yeah, we haven't even started to make your pizza yet. We're sorry. Too bad. So I sat in the parking lot like a loser.
Why?
Waiting for them to make my pizza.
Just because you had to wait another 15 minutes?
Oh, yeah, 15 minutes. You know, if I was Bill Gates, what's his 15 minutes worth? $4 billion? My 15 minutes, it's worth
the pizza that they're making.
You need pizza so bad. You're going to wait in line and you're going to pay us for it.
What are they going to do? Give you someone else's pizza and then make them have to wait?
No, they're going to get on their knees and beg.
Do they give you the pizza for free?
Beg forgiveness. Beg. So here's what ended up happening. I, of course, did what everybody does, and I tweeted about it.
Oh, well, you tweet your unhappiness. That's very therapeutic.
I had 15 minutes in the parking lot
What
to
are you
do
gonna do?
nothing. And I felt very vindicated because, again, I've said over and over again in my life, over and over, that the pizza tracker is a lie. And I've had people, even Domino's employees, are like, it's not a lie, it's real. It's a lie. I have proof that it's a lie.
So did Domino's get back with you?
They did. And so here becomes the question. They're like, here's Domino's pizza. You can't complain about anything anymore without them coming to protect their brand.
Oh, you get the generic response back?
Domino's Pizza, I'm sorry this was your experience. Can you please DM us your name, email, phone number, and store info so we can help?
Now you have to tattle on the store? Then they get to hear about it.
You want to know the truth? I've had so many bad experiences at that store, I'm almost ready to pull
But is
the
that your
trigger.
Domino's anyways, to where then they'll know it's you?
Nikki,
Like, can they guarantee you that your name will not be given?
no, it's me. The level of just absolute overestimation of what takes place at the window at Domino's.
They don't care. Well, no, like it'd be marked on your account. Like, this is the man that complained about me.
I don't know. That may be true, but I can tell you this. Now, the guy that I dealt with on Saturday night, he seemed sober. But my typical experience at that Domino's is the guy at the window is Man, I just believe him to be unbelievably high.
Yeah.
Because when I tell him my name, he's like, whoa. Every time. He's like, he's never heard it. I'm not even giving him my first name.
Yeah.
I'm giving him my last name, which is, generic-ish. It's not Smith, but still. And he's just like, hey, man, I'll get your pizza.
So you don't mind if it causes friction on your account?
I don't, but here's my question. Do you guys think it's worth it? Should I engage with the Domino's Twitter people? Because here's the part I don't like. Here's what happens. Right now, I feel like right now I'm at the airport giving a seminar where they're like, you as your customers tweet their dissatisfaction on Twitter, they're writing the narrative. But this is your opportunity as a brand to take over the authorship of the narrative. You know what you're going to do? You're going to start writing the story. Right now, they're writing your story. They're writing the Domino's brand story, but you are going to start writing the story now. You're going to write the story, and you're just going to be the hero of the story. You are.
How about you think of it this way?
You're going to come in and write the story.
Give them a chance to make it right. You called them out on it, but then it would be unfair if you didn't give them a chance to make it right. So I'm sure they'll email you a little e-card for your price of your pizza, and then you order a pizza again.
Here's what I want to know. I want to know what everybody else thinks. Do you guys think that I should go ahead and reach back out to Domino's and take their stinking money?
Well, Zach put something very, very smart in his text message.
Zach says yes, especially if it's a pattern.
That's true.
It won't get fixed unless you save them from their idiocy.
Unless people bring it up, they'll never fix it.
You know what? I'll tell you what, Zach, you just showed me the way. I am quitting this job.
But Zach, it backfired.
I'm going to apply to be the manager at that Domino's.
You could bring it around, make it something good.
I'm going to fix it, guys.
No, they just want to fix your order.
Yeah, but I'm going to fix... See, my order is a symptom. Someone's got to get in there to the heart of the problem, and that's my job now. That's what I'm going to do.
He's fixing the pizza tracker.
I'm going to manage that Domino's.
The worst of the riot. It's like Lucky Charms, but no marshmallows. RadioU.
I had a little dust up at the local pizza joint. Actually, the local
national
pizza
chain.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's Domino's. And so I complained about it on Twitter. They reached out to me on Twitter, and I want to know if you guys think I should respond to their Twitter stuff and get what will undoubtedly, I guess, be a free pizza. And it says, let Domino's show their worth. Pizza is worth it. Carrie says, and this is all texted in 8772 RadioU. Carrie might be my favorite. I'm not sure it's worth it for Domino's pizza. They're like the Taco Bell of pizza.
Oh, now why are we throwing Taco Bell in this with it? Thank you, Carrie from Florida.
DJ in Michigan says, I mean, pizza is great, but I think free pizza is better.
Yeah, that way it makes up for the problem.
Stacy in Springfield says, I think you should buy a wig, an inverted bob specifically, refer to yourself as Karen, go to the store and demand to speak with the manager.
Okay. That might seem like more effort.
It seems like a lot. Here's a person, I don't have their name. No, it looks like it's Jaden. Is extra saliva on your next pizza worth potentially better service?
That, and Jaden's in Maryland. That's what I would be afraid of. But I doubt it. I bet you all corporate does is just send you a coupon for a free pizza. Do you think they actually go and say to the local Domino's, like, hey, you remember that guy that rolled in on Saturday night? He complained, what's wrong with you? And there's some sort of, you remember the meeting?
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, Nikki, do you remember? Do you remember? Maybe that's exactly what happens.
So then would you be afraid that that you'd be marked on your account?
So Nikki's referring to the fact that at one point early on in my time here at RadioU, I loudly complained about being grossly overcharged at a restaurant.
Not like you feel like you overcharged, like they actually overcharged
me to the tune of, I believe, 3 times the price of my meal. I mentioned it on the air and then was asked to come down to the restaurant where the entire wait staff and management team was waiting on me when I got there.
Like he was royalty. They had to line up.
All of them had to kiss the ring.
Really? But that was so much. You might want to be just a little weary.
Well, here's my thing, though. Jaden's point, hey, if you complain about it, they're going to start spitting on your food. Who are they, the mob? That it's like we're not allowed to complain about the service because we're afraid of what they'll do to us next?
It's because sometimes the people that are working at that time anyways, they're probably spitting on it in the first place. So
the dude that normally works the window there, like I said, he's got to be stoned. He has to be. And, like, I'm surprised my pizza's even been in the oven.
So he won't even realize. It'd be fine if your account is marked as the man who tattled on us.
Cynthia, who sounds like a corporate person, says Domino's inside trade secret. The tracker is not broken. It's a training and oven capacity issue. The tracker time starts when the pizza is cleared off a make screen. The problem is the pizza is topped but has to wait to be put in the oven. Cynthia, tell the truth. You're a mole. You're part of the Domino's army.
Thank you, Cynthia, for texting.
Let's see. Keith says our new building for our game. Our new building for our game store is literally 2 doors down from them now. Super convenient. Oh, I see. There's way more here. He says that he loves Domino's. Stacy, what if that coupon has a numerical sequence integrated that when used at the Domino's, they know that the coupon was issued because of a complaint?
They know. And on your account, it shows your complaints.
Oh, wow. Oh, here comes Angela. Here's what Angela says. She says at Burger...
See? This is what we're afraid of.
Okay, when I worked as a manager at Burger King and Steak and Shake, they would tell us the first name of the person and the date of their visit so we can know when they came through the store is the way we could fix the problem. Oh, my gosh.
They would totally know.
What's my first name?
And how could you not know your name?
They're not going to be like, just another one of the locals named Obadiah. We don't see, we see hundreds of those every day in here.
Don't get the free coupon. Don't do it. Unless you're just done with that location and you don't ever want to go back.
I feel like Angela just answered the question.
I'd be so afraid.
I cannot. That's part of the reason why I tip good everywhere I go, because they know it's me.
Did you know the Riot can help you see into the future? Every time Obadiah says he likes a show, impress all your friends by correctly predicting it will be canceled by the end of the year.
Canceled. What are you talking about? It's not funny.
Works every time. It's the Riot on RadioU.
March 28th, 2006, Kingdom Hearts 2 is released on the PlayStation 2.
Now you come to 2019.
January 29th, 2019, 13 years later.
So tomorrow, Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out?
Kingdom Hearts 3 is released. That means that some people were born and have gone all the way through junior high.
Before it finally... And it's not like they just decided last year, hey, let's come out with Kingdom Hearts 3. They've been working on that for quite some time.
I was in GameStop on Friday, and I told the girl working there that she was like, hey, have you pre-ordered your copy of Kingdom Hearts 3? And I was like, yeah, I pre-ordered it 4 years ago. And she was like, what?
How's that possible?
She didn't believe me. And I mean, she wasn't like totally incredulous, but I was like, yeah, I pre-ordered on Amazon, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, have you checked your pre-order? Because they're probably not going to. I was like, no.
Is it still good?
I checked. Like, it's shipping on Tuesday. It's fine. And she didn't quite believe me, but I got my shipping notice this morning that it had shipped. It'll be here tomorrow. And I need to make sure I haven't moved since then.
Oh, yeah, good idea. Just to make sure the address is correct.
Like, do I still live where I lived when I pre-ordered that thing all those years ago? But there it is, Nikki. Tomorrow's the day. And
Kingdom Hearts 3 is like is it Final Fantasy plus all the cartoon characters?
Final Fantasy plus Disney.
Disney characters.
And it all kind of comes together. And then it has some of its own original characters, but these original characters move through Final Fantasy and Disney characters.
So does Disney put it out then?
No, Square Enix does.
So they just have a deal?
They just have a deal with them. So some of the things that are highlighted in this one would be Toy Story. I've seen Hercules is in this one.
I see all the current ones from just because Toy Story 4, mind you, but they're...
Toy Story 4 is out this year.
I know, but it feels like because this has been working on for so long, these are going to be all really old characters.
Frozen is in it.
Frozen, but that's old now.
But how old? Like what, 6, 7 years?
Yeah, I mean, that's older.
But I mean, like, what's the last movie Disney put out? Like, to feel current, would it need to be Moana or
Frozen
something?
Frozen was 2013.
Okay,
what year?
That's like 6 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Like, what has Disney done in the last couple of years?
Well, they redid the Wreck-It Ralph.
I think Wreck-It Ralph is in this game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's one of your summons or whatever. So, like, I think he'll commit. You can hit a button when you get the ability, and he'll show up and start beating people up for you. So that's.
And then there
good.
was Coco.
Yeah, that's not it.
No. It's fine. It's just such a long time.
You know what? Let me put it to you this way, Nikki. This is some of their more marketable things.
Well, I know,
don't feel like Coco made a bunch of money.
Is that wasn't that an old?
You know why I'm saying Hercules? It's the one. I guess you open there. The game opens there. I think so.
If you're playing tomorrow, let us know.
Yeah, I tell you I'd stream it, but you guys see how we're doing on that.
Just better not to commit and tell anybody anything.
I don't want to make any promises.
I don't want to lie again.
Yeah. You know what I would love to know? Honestly, does anybody care about Kingdom Hearts 3? And if the answer is no, that's fine. But you can text yes or no, 877-2-RADIO-U.
Oh, send us a heart.
I'm just going to say yes or no.
Yes or no.
We're not doing great on graphics right now. Okay, just yes or no.
Want to know what the Riot is doing right now? Follow them on Instagram and Twitter at riot.radiou.com. It's the worst of the Riot on Radio U.
You know, I was going to let the Kingdom Hearts thing die, but some of these text messages are too great. I asked people.
I liked Eric's too.
Is Eric the one I'm thinking? Yes. No, because. All right. We got text messages. I said, hey, do you care about Kingdom Hearts 3? Assuming that most people actually don't. And Chuck says no. Randall says no. Kyle says, yep. Played them all on PS4 this year. Kyle.
Oh, so like he's gotten ready.
Yeah. And then you scroll up to Eric, and Eric says, I have a buddy named Kyle who took a vacation day tomorrow. He plans on playing all day.
That person's interested.
But, dude, do you think that the Kyle who texted us is Eric's friend who is taking the day off?
Maybe, Kyle, are you taking the day off?
What?
Do you guys know each other?
Let's see. Somebody whose name I don't know says, I'm your resident anime fan. Forget about Kingdom Hearts. Let's talk about Jump Force. That's another game coming out. Christy says, yes, I love Kingdom Hearts. I played all the side games. Nate says, Kingdom Hearts 3. I can't believe it's happening. So excited. Candace says, yes, I have it pre-ordered and ready to download on my Xbox. And Kyle, I don't know.
Seems like people are excited.
So
now that's a small market
That's a small
study.
sample.
And
you know what?
We'll not bring it up again in case you're like the no people.
Statistically speaking, that is not a representative sample.
Not of everybody.
We can't use that to say, look, all these people care. No, the people that care are probably more likely to say they care.
Well, the ones that truly care, I think, are taking tomorrow off of work or class, and then you've also taken today off because you don't want it to make it seem like you just took tomorrow off. You got to pre-plan your sickness, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe today you take a half day, and then you're out all day tomorrow. You don't look so good.
I don't feel so good either.
Maybe you caught something through the radio.
The only problem with me is Amazon shipping it, so I can't be guaranteed. I'm going to need it.
You'd better take Wednesday off.
Yes, exactly. So I feel great today, but you know what's funny? Ooh, I got this. You ready? I feel great today, but you know what's funny is over the weekend, one of my roommates was sick.
Oh, that's how it starts. A chain reaction.
You got to think about the narrative and the meta-narrative. You got to work a couple days out, beginning to build your case, and then
laying some groundwork so that this can actually seem believable, and we'll help you guys with it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you what, Nikki and I are huge liars, so if you need help...
No, it's not lying. It's just
we're storytellers.
We're
storytellers.
Yes.
If you need help creating a story, building a narrative.
Yeah, and you have the days to take off. That's fine. They might not like you for taking it off this reason, but you still have the days off.
Yeah, and the other thing, too, is sometimes you really want to... it's about the supporting actors that are involved, you know.
Your cast of characters.
That's why you're starting with stuff like, one of my roommates was really sick this weekend. I don't know what that was about.
We even do embossed doctor notes.
Yeah. So, I mean,
for a small donation that's tax deductible.
Don't worry about it. We're going to take care of you. We're going to take care of you.
Or you just go to work or class and you play when you're done if you want to be that way.
Oh, Nikki, we heard back from Kyle. It's not the same Kyle.
Oh, it's not?
He says he has to work.
Aww.
Man, I wanted it to be the same Kyle.
Feel free to text anytime, 877-2-RADIO-U, and put your name in there, too.
The Riot is an award-winning morning show.
It's literally a medal for sucking. Now that is a medal for trying.
Okay.
Radio U.
So apparently in parts of, what do we got here? Southern California, Newport Beach, Chipotle is offering quesadillas on the menu.
So I felt like they were testing quesadillas before, but maybe not. But they're doing it now in, Southern California.
But this is the part that I have a hard time understanding. Okay, you can get a quesadilla with dipping sauces is what they're looking at.
The new quesadilla.
Dude, you can go into a Chipotle and get a quesadilla. You just go in and tell them,
that's what you want.
You can order a chicken quesadilla at Chipotle. I've done that for years and gotten that. So
you don't understand what this version is.
It's not exactly. I mean, the only difference here is that you can have them put like beans and whatever on the side so you can dip it. That's it.
I guess they're saying, Chipotle is known for the burritos and the bowls and the tacos, but they didn't really have an official quesadilla set up, and now that's what they're promoting.
Well, I'll tell you what.
I'm
going to sleep better tonight.
Do you remember back in the day when Chipotle news would be like, oh my gosh, like stop everything.
No,
There's Chipotle news, but it's just been such a change for them.
I'll tell you what has happened at Chipotle. A couple of things, and it's not even the sickness thing.
Yeah.
I ate at a Chipotle yesterday, and they have, in 3 different places in the restaurant, they have those little things that will spit out antibacterial. I was just like, oh, I see what we're trying to prevent here, guys. I see what you're doing. But, I can remember times when you would go to Chipotle and they were like, I'm sorry, sir. We put so much in your burrito, we had to put another burrito shell on it. And you would go and they're like, we tried to get all your stuff in there, but it won't fit. Yesterday, I went to Chipotle and they were like, hey,
they're weighing it.
They gave me a bowl, but by the time it was done, I was like, is there anything in there? They're like, yeah, it's at the bottom. Keep digging.
Just mix it up.
Times
have changed. It used to be different.
That burrito bowl was less than half full.
It became corporate in a way that they were always in the beginning like, we're not going to be.
We're not going to be like that. We're just going to load you down with food and we're going to have a good time. And now they're like, hang on, can we get some of that food back out of your burrito? That was too much.
And then you get the nervous employee who doesn't work by that and like, no, I'll give you a little extra, but they're afraid they're going to get in trouble.
Get caught.
Yeah. So it's different.
It's not.
But
what it used to
for
be.
the official Chipotle quesadillas, because I think they only have a kids version, maybe. I don't know. But
they fed me a full size.
That's been what they've been testing at their New York Chipotle test kitchen. So now it's out in California.
I don't know. So it's not everywhere, but it may be. I will say they're back in the day, their chicken quesadillas were fantastic. I loved them.
You used to love the burrito.
Yeah, I did a burrito bowl yesterday and then immediately went to Burger King because I was so hungry. Yes. But it's fine.
It's no big deal. It's fine. You would have wanted to do that anyways.
And the good news is it just me or has all food everywhere gotten way more expensive?
Oh, yeah.
Like at Chipotle yesterday, I think I spent $58 and then, like I said, I was still hungry when I was done. It was just like, yes, this is great.
It's just that's the world we're living in.
I'm excited to see my money go farther. It's good. I'm just going to go home, get this government peanut butter and live on that. I hope that works out. Can we still get that? Is it the shutdown? I don't know.
That feeling when you hear that every school in the state is closed, but yours? Now you know how we feel. It's the worst of the riot on RadioU.
What are you reading?
Well, you know what? I'm reading this. Now, keeping in mind, of course, that this is just a reader poll. So it doesn't necessarily mean anything. But this website called The Inventory, which is part of I always read Kotaku, and they're it's the Gizmodo Media Group. That's what it is. So The Inventory, I guess, is part of that. And they asked their readers, hey, what's your favorite coffee for cold brew coffee? Mm-hmm. You know what they picked?
Is it going to be like a grocery store one or Starbucks?
Folgers.
Man, every time people rail on grocery store coffee, but usually it's what people end up liking the most. It's very weird.
Well, it's the most accessible, sure.
It is, but that doesn't have anything to do with if the taste, though, if they end up still picking it.
I don't know.
They didn't know it was Folgers.
Here's the part that gets me, right? I totally get it if you would say to everybody, hey, what's your favorite kind of coffee? And it was just a big, broad survey. You weren't after, certain age groups or whatever. Something like Folgers or what's the really crappy one in blue?
Well, first off, let's not use those terms.
Too honest. It comes in the blue one.
Folgers, Maxwell House.
Oh,
is that
gosh,
it? That one?
That coffee is so bad.
So bad.
Yeah. So, I could see where that would end up happening, but just for a straight regular brew, but this is cold brew, which to me, if you're cold brewing coffee, my assumption is that you have a certain level of expectation for coffee.
Or understanding of it.
You're not a casual coffee consumer if you are cold brewing coffee. So the idea that as a cold brewer of coffee, your choice is Folgers. Folgers is your go-to.
Mm-hmm. In your cold brew cup.
What?
But maybe
What?
Maybe you're wrong. Maybe you've never had it as a cold brew. And what if it's amazing?
I haven't. So that was their reader's choice. Their
Maybe
editor's...
they don't. No one remembers what they drink, and so they're just like, "Oh yeah, the one thing."
Could
Folgers.
be. Let's see. I've got here their editor's choice was Caribou coffee. Okay, that's still available in grocery stores, but it's better.
Seems a lot still along the Starbucks Caribou coffee standard.
Yeah, that Caribou coffee's pretty good. So I just
it's all coffee, guys. It's all coffee.
What are we doing?
You're just drinking it.
Folgers.
Come on.
What do you mean, come on? Look,
come on. Put the coffee nose back down. Come on.
It's not.
What if it's good?
Listen, no, it is
what
not
if
about
it's
me.
Good?
It's not about me being snotty.
Well,
it's
you're not even willing to try it?
Oh, I'd try it. But, look, it's not like I've never had Folgers coffee.
But not in the cold brew form of it.
All right, not in the cold brew. Fine.
You
got me.
Don't want to miss out. Maybe it's amazing. Listen, just
look,
don't
I'm
worry.
bothered by it,
if
okay?
If it stresses you
I'm bothered
out,
by it.
You have your coffee that you like, just stick with it. You don't need to change or try it if you don't want to.
I'm bothered by it, okay? Thank you, Doyle. Doyle says Folgers is garbage.
Doyle, now come on. That's instigating words. That's hurtful for the people that like Folgers.
You know what, Nikki? I don't know anybody.
Maybe they have a garbage blend and you didn't know that. It's like a breakfast blend.
Can anybody stand up for Folgers right now?
Anyone?
Text 8772-RADIO.
You don't have to put your name this time if you don't want to.
Remember, if you can just make it through the rest of the riot, then you can probably make it through the rest of the week. And through the next several months. And then it'll practically be Christmas. The Riot on Radio U.
You mentioned Folgers and then throw out our phone number, and the next thing you know, everybody want to talk about it, Nikki.
That's fine. And if you haven't texted before, just so we know your name, text it with your name, too.
Then we can actually save your name with your phone number, and we'll know it's you.
Forever and ever and ever.
Shrew says, I like Folgers Black Silk Coffee.
What's that one?
Well, Folgers does have varieties of coffee. Taylor says...
That sounds like, the special blend, a little bit nicer.
Taylor says Folgers Colombian is, and then sent the little smiley face with the hard eyes.
Okay, that's a for a Folgers.
Rocky in Oklahoma City says, I'll stand up for Folgers. Sure, I will. Stand up, go to the store, and buy anything else.
Rocky, come on, in OKC.
A person who did not send their name says, I like Folgers.
That's good.
I wouldn't send my name either. Andy says, Obi, I will say Folgers is garbage. Heartburn every time I drink it. I'll stick to my local roaster, Bossa Nova. Andy, I'm with you. I don't get heartburn. When I drink Folgers coffee, I'm like, what is this? Is this what heartburn is?
Well, and coffee can sometimes be so acidic. So which is why cold brew is so popular if you have any of the heartburn stuff.
Andrew says, we usually use...
Normally when your body starts giving you signals, it's not like you stop drinking
You don't stop the coffee.
You just find out how else can you drink it so it doesn't give you those problems.
Come on, high five. Andrew says, we usually used bagged coffee medium roast from Aldi.
Oh,
it's
that's
$4
interesting.
and is better than pretty much every other grocery store coffee we've tried. That's interesting, Andrew, because I've tried other stuff from Aldi that I've really liked. They're honey twisted braided pretzels to die for.
What if you dip that in your coffee there?
Mm-hmm. So he said he had Folgers cold brewed, and it's not bad, but not great. Rachel says, I don't even drink coffee. It doesn't like me. And I know that Folgers is dirt in a can.
Oh.
Okay, Hardy.
That's a no, I think, for Rachel.
Hardy and Callie, affordability always makes a difference. My mom loved Folgers because it wasn't too strong or acidic. How can you say that?
That's the mom. Moms
I think
can
Folgers
get away
is
with
way
that.
acidic. JC says, not a fan of Folgers, hate Maxwell House. Anything Seattle's best can go right in the garbage bin.
I love people's opinions on things. They're like,
hey,
garbage.
It's important, okay?
And you're like, hot garbage.
David says, I was looking for a gif of Zoe Deschanel from Elf saying it's a crappy cup of coffee, but couldn't find it.
Oh, but that's your take on Folgers?
Gabe says, my heart burns with disappointment when I'm offered Folgers. And Kelly says,
oh, dirty bean water. That's a no. I think that's a no.
Here's the thing is I feel like we've come to a somewhat of a consensus.
I like D from Texas. Folgers reusable containers are pretty good for storing things in. So you can buy the coffee and then you get the reusable container.
Well, you just dump out the coffee and then you have a container to put your other coffee in.
Maybe you have like a not a bad day coffee, but just I hate myself coffee? No, like the filler coffee. It makes you appreciate your other blend more when you switch back and forth.
This person says, I like Folgers Black Silk, which seems to be a thing. But Laughing Man coffee is the best.
I've not heard of that one. Is that also Folgers?
That might make me nervous. Like, here, do you want some Laughing Man coffee? No, I don't drink. Thank you.
It causes heartburn so bad that you can only laugh. So.
You laugh until you die.
Until it just destroys you. That's where the name came from. So
that's wonderful.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for texting.
Yeah, always glad to have a little, anti-pep rally for Folgers.
Or there was a lot of people pro Folgers.
I think Folgers is going to be reaching out to us soon so they can
take control. The care package?
Take control of this brand narrative.
The Riot.
They hate me. They hate you. They hate us.
Why else would they make us listen to the worst of the Riot? RadioU.
Nikki, what do you go on vacation for?
For a break. For relaxation.
Wrong. Everything you're saying is wrong.
To recharge, re-energize, spend time with friends and family.
Still not getting it.
What else do you do? Let off some steam? No. Maybe.
The only reason you go on vacation is to buy crappy souvenirs. That's what you're there for.
No, you can say no to that.
What can I buy to take home to remember the time that we had? And I'll tell you what, that's all Disney is. It's one big souvenir shop.
This trip that I could not afford and these souvenirs I cannot afford as well.
So you go and you pick yourself up a coffee mug and you take it home and then you never use it.
You like coffee mugs. I always try to
love
buy
coffee mugs.
I collect Christmas ornaments, so I always try to pick up a Christmas ornament.
I bought myself, when I was in Universal Orlando 2 years ago, I got myself an Autobot coffee mug that is probably still, even almost 2 years later, still my favorite coffee mug.
Yeah.
I love it. It's huge. It's black with a big red Autobot symbol that's like etched into it. It is a great coffee mug.
I can tell the passion and love you have for that coffee mug.
I love that mug. Okay, but when I went to Disney, I really, really wanted a coffee mug and found nothing. I couldn't find a single coffee mug I liked. The only coffee mug from Disney that I like, my uncle brought to me when he went to Disney, and it's called a Duck Mall coffee mug. That thing's fantastic. I don't even drink out of it. It's just a display piece. That's how nice it is.
Nice.
Okay.
That's the special. Don't tell people that. Don't tell people you have coffee mugs you
Those
don't
are
use.
just
They're too precious.
There's the nice ones.
Like when you die, that's the ones that gets passed down.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Nikki, you're in my will, and believe me,
there's your one.
I got a couple of mugs with your name.
Real special ones.
I wrote them on the bottom to make sure they go to you. Okay,
good.
To make sure they go to you.
I don't want to miss out on that. Well, we all like what we like, and we're all different.
And that's Nikki trying to smooth it over.
It's great. I can't wait to see.
So here we go. Somebody in, this is just outside Atlanta, Georgia. It's become a real thing for us to thank our items and then take them to Goodwill, right?
Thank you, condo. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So that being said, somebody thanked a crappy Disney coffee tumbler that they bought 10, 15 years ago on vacation. And then they thanked it.
All the way to the Goodwill?
Took it to Goodwill. And what they didn't know is that was the place where one of the other people that went on that trip, that was their souvenir, and they'd been stashing their cash in it. There's about $6,500 in that mug.
Oh, they didn't know. They didn't look in it.
They didn't bother to open the tumbler to see what was in there.
That's actually a good call if you're going through your stuff. You're supposed to check your pockets and if you're selling a bag or something, don't just... You have to go through it and make sure you didn't leave anything in there.
The lady she's contacted the press, she's put out a please, if you find this mug, please bring it back to us. the son sold his car for cash, stuck the cash in a mug with a Mickey Mouse sticker on it that they got at Disney World. It's a yellow mug. The cat and the Goodwill, or the mug went to the Goodwill bin.
Mm-hmm.
And now somebody is like, it's a blessing.
Yes. Probably one of the workers, because I'm sure they took the lid off.
Maybe not.
No, we never got anything. Wink, wink.
Somebody was just like, man, look how they made a donation. Look at that.
To the Goodwill.
Isn't that wonderful?
Look at that. You feel bad, but I mean, we're just having an honest discussion. We're just having a discussion, okay? If you're old enough to be selling a car and stuff, it's very easy to open a bank account. Very simple. Just to put the money somewhere else besides a tumbler.
The banks are crooks, Nikki.
Yeah, but you lost this. You lost your own money. So just a safety net, you know?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
In case something happens, the bank would be their fault. You could fight that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And now you got to fight the Goodwill.
You know what? Okay, if you found, let's say that you found $6,500, are you telling anybody?
I would turn it in. I would.
Well, it'd probably depend on what day it is, you know.
Yeah, I know, but it would eat at you.
Would it?
We're good people.
I think I might be eating on it.
Well, how about half? How about half? We take half back.
That's all I found.
You're listening to The Riot. Voted #1 morning show. Among toddlers aged 2 to 5. Among people with hearing problems. Among dogs who bark at loud noises. Among relatives of Obadiah. Among people who lie in surveys. The Riot, RadioU.
What is this nonsense? Buffalo Wild Wings trying to cash in on Super Bowl.
Did you notice the word? Did you notice, though?
What, if?
I don't know if this... I think they've done this before, but did you see what people get? Like, you're not getting a full wing. You're getting
a snack size wing.
You're getting a snack size wing for the Super Bowl.
How many wings are in a snack size wing?
What is a snack size? Is that like just the boneless wing or something, or half of one, or is it anybody go to B-Dubs and know?
Small, medium. Snack is 5 wings. That's
5
not
wings?
so bad. 5 wings for free if the Super Bowl goes into overtime. Who cares? I mean, if the Super Bowl goes into overtime.
But again, I think in the article it said they've done this before, but I don't know if they fulfilled it. But
man, this is just one of those things that they teach you in like your intro to business class, and they're like,
the chance of paying out.
What you should do is you sponsor a hole for a hole-in-one, and then you buy the insurance policy, and the amount of coverage you'll get over the hole-in-one will more than cover the cost, and it's better than advertising because it's buzzworthy.
But I don't know if, like, say Taco Bell's the one that normally does that with baseball for the World Series.
Well, they do the steal a base, steal a taco.
Yeah.
And see, it worked because there I was able to repeat their log line without even prompting.
But I feel like the price of a taco, the actual price of a taco for them to make it is so low.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
they don't need the insurance policy if they have to pay out.
I mean, you know that Taco Bell's meat is just being donated from local.
Is not. That's allegedly. That's a rumor.
No, that's what they do. They just go and they collect the bodies and then they just grind it up.
That's not it.
It's not?
Nope. Neither is B-Dubs.
Why is it so heavily seasoned then?
Because you got to have sodium in all fast food.
Okay.
That's the taste we like.
You know what? I can't argue with that.
So for the Super Bowl, that's this weekend, right?
Yes.
The Rams and the Patriots, if they go into overtime, then that's what they're doing.
And hey, this is just a reminder to all of you that are having a Super Bowl party at your local nonprofit this weekend. That's illegal. You're not allowed to have a public viewing of it, and you're not allowed to use the NFL logo or the term Super Bowl to promote anything.
Way to bring it down. Are you the party police?
Am I?
The official NFL party police?
I'll tell you this, just driving through my hometown the other day, I saw 3 organizations that were breaking those rules.
You want to go up to me like, no.
Stop in and be like, hi, I don't want to be that guy, but as the NFL actively protects their copyright over the term Super Bowl, so despite the fact that you have very nice toilets in here, you can't call them
You can't do that. So
Super Bowls.
I didn't catch if you said this, but the snack size will be 5 wings, 8 if boneless, 1 order
8
per
if
person.
boneless, that's enough for me. That's enough.
But the free wings can only be redeemed from 4 to 7 p.m. on February 18th. So that's the window for the free wings.
Wait, isn't February 18th, isn't that the day you only get if it's a leap year?
No, it's not. They got us.
They did it again.
But that's only if it goes into overtime.
Okay.
So we'll see what happens at the Super Bowl.
Man, can't you just feel, while B-Dubs doesn't want that to happen, advertisers or network is like, yes,
go into overtime. We need that.
We can charge for that.
But all the while, if they still do like that special show after the Super Bowl when the timing, if you were recording it, was always really off, because you never know how long the game would last.
They're like, yeah, a special episode of whatever after the Super Bowl.
You never got it recorded right.
You started at 3 a.m. I loved it.
You'd have to record the whole night.
I've done that before.
Yes, everything around it.
This was the worst of the riot, and we'd like to congratulate you on having the stomach to stick around to the very end. The riot exists because Radio U exists, and Radio U only exists because of your support. Find out more and give now at RadioU.com/donate.
I'm going to be dead eventually, and someone else is going to have to throw this away.